Mrs. Dalloway, Part 3. "Good morning to you, Clarissa," said Hugh, rather extravagantly, for they had known each other as children. "Where are you off to?" "I love walking in London," said Mrs. Dalloway. "Really, it's better than walking in the country." They had just come up, unfortunately, to see doctors. Other people came to see pictures, go to the opera, take their daughters out. The Whitbreads came to see doctors. Times without number, Clarissa had visited Evelyn Whitbread in a nursing home. Was Evelyn ill again? Evelyn was a good deal out of sorts, said Hugh, intimating by a kind of pout or swell of his very well covered, manly, extremely handsome, perfectly upholstered body. He was almost too well dressed always, but presumably had to be, with his little job at court, that his wife had some internal ailment, nothing serious, which, as an old friend, Clarissa Dalloway would quite understand without requiring him to specify. Ah, yes, she did, of course. What a nuisance. And felt very sisterly and oddly conscious at the same time of the hat. Not the right hat for the early morning, was that it? For Hugh always made her feel as he bustled on, raising his hat rather extravagantly and assuring her that she might be a girl of 18, and of course he was coming to a party tonight. Evelyn absolutely insisted. Only a little late he might be after the party at the palace, to which he had to take one of Jim's boys. She always felt a little skimpy beside Hugh, schoolgirlish, but attached to him, partly from having known him always. But she did think him a good sort in his own way, though Richard was nearly driven mad by him. And as for Peter Walsh, he had never to this day forgiven her for liking him.
Virginia Woolf loved London, and her novel, Mrs. Dalloway, famously begins with Clarissa Dalloway walking through the city. Her connection to London is evident in that travel notebook that she kept in her 20s. She writes of her longing for the city and the beauty of a wet London street with lamplight twisted on a pavement. Personally, she wrote in a 1916 review of a book about London, we should be willing to read one volume about every street in the city, and should still ask for more. From the bones of extinct monsters and the coins of Roman emperors in the cellars to the name of the shopman over the door, the whole story is fascinating and the material endless.